What's been the toughest part of parenting so far for you? What's been the toughest part of parenting so far for you?
I'll go. Allowing our kids to make mistakes when we've coached them, we've told them, and they still choose to do whatever. Even though we've given them experiences, I think a lot of times kids don't believe us. We parents are not perfect. I wake up making mistakes as soon as I open my eyes. But I don't think you really know that we truly have experienced that or had a friend that has experienced the same thing. And so it's really hard to just sit back, bite your tongue, and let you fail, because we have to. At least while you're at home, so that we can grow you through that problem, pick you up and help you go through
I think
it.
as a parent that God intended for two parents to raise kids. I think that's that way for a reason. And I think being divorced, going through divorce, is probably the hardest thing that as a parent I have to look back on and face that I cannot change. I cannot make it different. We just have to move on and move forward and make the best of it.
Okay.
And I know that that's extremely painful for kids, but it is also very painful for parents.
I know what I expect of them, but sometimes I'm not very good at living up to my own expectations. So I'll gripe at them for something that I expect and yet fail at it myself. And for me to be dad and be the example, yet fail at it, but have that expectation for them is a battle that, it's, am I a hypocrite or for not living up to my own expectations or what? So that's just hard for me. I try to not, anger. I mean, if one of them goes into a rage about something, we sit down and we talk about how stupid that was and how bad choices came out of that, yet the next day I fly off the handle and act dumber than that. And so...
And nobody sits you down.
Right, nobody scolds me about it.
Mitchell, hey Dad, can we sit down and talk about this? Yeah, I was fixing to say, Madison doesn't do that every time.
Every day I did.
Dad, come into your room.
Madison's like, the reason I raged is because you taught me that. And that slaps me in the face.
I've got 4 kids. One of them is a listener. One of them is not. One of them can take punishment. One can dish it out. I mean, they're so, all 4 of them are so different that trying to apply the same standard to all of them is difficult sometimes. And that's what I find hard as a parent. We're kind of figuring it out as we go and understanding their different personalities. But for us, it just becomes difficult because they're, well, you didn't treat her the same way you treat me. And, it's just, the whole fairness. I want to be as fair as I can, but understanding that there are 4 different people at 4 different ages going through 4 completely separate things in life.
What was your main challenge as a kid?
I was raised in church, and I had a really good group of church friends. But then we moved, and I had some friends that weren't churchy. And so if you're around people that are making bad choices, you think, oh, I'll be fine, I can do this. Oh, no, not so much. Made lots of bad choices, and a lot of grace and forgiveness was given to me.
My parents threatened divorce, and it was tough. It always affected me as a parent because of how I felt. I just remember telling my parents I would hate them. I would hate them. And as a parent, you don't want that feeling coming from your kids. And for me, I remember telling my mom, she came to tell me that they were divorcing. And I told her point blank, you do, I will hate you. They didn't, but it's obvious that it stayed with me my whole life.
Why did you have kids?
As a child, I remember some of the best times that I spent with my dad and with my mom doing the simple things. And as I got older, I just realized that that's what I wanted to raise children, and I wanted to spend that same kind of time with them and enjoy those certain moments in life that you just never forget. And that was.
What's the worst thing I can do to make you
There
not
is
love them?
nothing,
There's not one thing.
nothing that my child, any of my children could do that would ever make me stop loving them.
Okay.
The thought that they think that absolutely devastates me.
That there's something you can do.
The thought
Explain that, sorry.
The thought that a kid of mine could ever imagine anything that they could do being bad enough that I wouldn't love them anymore is so far out of the realm of possibility that it blows my mind
But that's a question.
that it's even a possibility.
If you can say one thing that would most help these students understand parents, what would it be?
Better for your kids than what you have. I love my kids. And I do want that, but it's so much more than that. If I could take away all their problems, I would. If I could give them a perfect life, I would. If I could change some of the mistakes that Julie and I have done and that they've done, I would. I can't. But it's that continual love and the desire to want the best for your kids. And sometimes in life it's trying to figure out what is best. We don't necessarily know. We're figuring it out as we go.
So when we mess up, forgive us. Because, like she said, we'll always forgive you, but we mess up every day. So, forgive us.
Forgive the parent that has hurt you because you can't fix them at all. Only them and God can deal with that. Let go of it. Forgive them.
There's so many one things I can't think. It's hard to narrow it down to one, but the whole question of is there anything I could ever do to make you not love me? There's no way. And my poor kids, I do a lot of stuff with suicide, and the reason I started crying is because I sat with a mom one time. Who was literally in shock. I mean, I've never seen anything like it in my life. And her son had just hung himself. And she had no idea why, and will never know the reason for that. And my poor kids, a lot of times, I tell them some of the grueling things that I see, and they just have to live through it, But we had a big, huge talk as soon as I got home from the hospital, from talking to her, from sitting with her, and that's when I made it clear about the whole jail thing too. I said, it doesn't matter what you do. I don't care if you kill somebody. I don't care what it is. There's nothing that you could. It won't even. Not only will it not make me love you, it won't even diminish my love for you. Not even a tiny bit. It won't even suck a little bit of it away. And if that can be impressed upon a couple of y'all tonight that are struggling with that, I mean, I can't say it enough or in different ways, because nothing is worth that going that far. That is not an alternative, and I want y'all to understand that at this age. I think the main thing I want for my kids, though, is just for them to know Jesus and to know that that's what I try to teach them and show them, because when I fail, not if I fail, when I fail, and when I suck as a parent, and I do, they know that they can go to the Bible and see what it's really supposed to be like. Because I'm going to fail, I guarantee you. But if I can impress upon them that Jesus is actually the best example of a dad, then that's something that they can always have.
If I see one of you that's having a problem, I cannot, just like Dave said, we cannot look at you and imagine a time when we could not love you. Regardless of what you do, regardless of what you will do, regardless of what you've done, where we cannot love you. I'm struggling with my parents, my dad or mom, blah, 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 whatever the situation may be, you can come here. You can come there, you can come here, 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 here. That's the reason we're here. It may not be the same as a biological parent. That's okay. We're definitely not, I'm not going to respond to you the same way I'm going to respond to my own daughters. But I'm going to love you.